journey to Rise of Skywalker continues. Now we are at the conclusion of the prequel trilogy. Hello everyone, I hope you're having a cinematastic day. I'm Josh, this is Simply Cinema, and before we get into my thoughts on Star Wars Revenge of the Sith, let me know your thoughts down in comments below. Was it good, was it bad, or was it somewhere in between? How well does it work in the prequel trilogy as the conclusion of the prequel trilogy, and how well do you think it sets up the original trilogy as it stands today? If you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Be sure to check out the rest of my Star Wars videos over in the playlist right there, and I am continuing the reviews on the journey to Rise of Skywalker. Without further ado, let's talk about Revenge of Sith. Revenge of Sith goes into the story as we get to the end of the Clone Wars. The wars are just coming to an end as we get to the death of Dooku at the end of Grievous, and we go through all the adventures that lead Anakin going and transforming into a Darth Vader as the Jedi figure out who the Sith are and how this plot unfolds. Moving into positives, Revenge of Sith just captures so many emotions, brings so many tear-jerking moments, so many interesting and intriguing ways to bring about the conclusion of the original trilogy or the prequel trilogy, and that's where it's really fun, entertaining, the way it brings all of these quotable, iconic lines that seem sort of off if you're looking at it in a realistic sense, but in the same way it's fun in that way, and it brings out so many memes as we've seen today, and it's really just enjoyable the way you're able to remember all these lines because they're just so quirky and so weird and stand out in a way that's just really fun. And there's action filled throughout this film that's really entertaining and really brings out a ton of suspense in knowing what's going to happen next, and really brings out the Clone Wars, brings it into live action in a sense as it's mostly animated. And while we did get some of that in the Attack of the Clones, that was just the beginning. And this is the end of the wars, bringing out all of that. And all of the cast and characters bring out their story really well done, as Hayden Christiansen as Anakin Skywalker really wraps up the Anakin character, leading him into Darth Vader, his anger, just aggression. You can see his transformation as he goes into Darth Vader. And Natalie Portman as Padme just really works well as part of the reason that Anakin turns to the dark side, because he's holding on her too much, and it just tries to transform things in different ways that shouldn't be done. And Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi is just really stellar in his role as he brings out iconic lines, especially if the relationship between Obi-Wan and Anakin didn't work for you in episode 2, this should really bring out the relationship as you really see why he cares for Anakin, why he's upset that he's turning to the dark side, and really how all of that system works and their relationship, how it works. And the investment you get within the two, how much you see that they care for each other as brothers, it's just really powerful and compelling and emotional by the end of the film, how the relationship turns out. And I always enjoy talking about the culture of Star Wars. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith has no shortage of it here, as there's a vast majority of planets, some that are just shown briefly during Order 66. But all of it's done in a way that looks compelling, makes the galaxy feel a lot bigger than it should be, and the way it's portrayed in other movies, and just the way all of it's done, all of the different settings, all of the different characters and casts, and just all of the different alien species makes this feel a lot more expansive galaxy and universe than we've seen it before. And the way it's all seamlessly portrayed all into one movie is done really well and in the right way. But moving on to negatives, unfortunately, Revenge of the Sith is not quite a perfect film, as we get the iconic lines that are somewhat goofy in this film. While I really do enjoy them, I can't help but wonder what would occur in this film if it was taken in a more serious manner. You're using more realistic quotes, and while I do still enjoy it in some way, it just leaves me sort of with mixed feeling on how it should be and what it should bring out. And with some of the visuals that the story brings, it's just done in a way that uses CGI way too much. It relies on it in a way that's just overdone. And while it's not terrible, it's never really bothered me to not enjoy a movie overall. It's done in a way that's not, doesn't always look the best, doesn't always look realistic. There's a lot of video game-esque looking moments. As much as I love Revenge of the Sith, I have to rate it simply 9.3 out of 10, and those are just my personal thoughts, and I'd love to hear yours down in comments below. We all have our own opinions, own perspectives, so be respectful of others' opinions and my own. And make sure to let me know what your thoughts are down in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, because we're continuing the Rise of Skywalker. And be sure to check out some of my other videos. And as always, I'll be back for more movie reviews, rankings, and more.